A man with only 7 Premier League appearances for Arsenal may have just scored the goal that gives Arsenal the title this year. Take a bow, Konstantinos Mavropanos. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from two friends this week who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. That guy up top, if you're on YouTube, is Brad, and he's confused as to who Konstantinos Mavropanos is.
I am.
And we will get into that in just a moment. But Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League, and we are not with Sean. Sean's not with us this week. He apparently has some sort of large life event this Saturday. And so Red Card Radio will be on the road in Richmond, Virginia, celebrating the nuptials of Sean and the chief marketing officer, Brittany. So congratulations to them. Big ups to them. We're real excited for them. We'll be up there.
Super excited.
But so it's just Brad and I this week. Brad, have you figured out who Konstantinos Mavropanos is yet?
No, I have not. I have not. I haven't looked. To be fair, okay. I haven't looked.
All right. I
wasn't that curious.
I thought you were furiously Googling. Manchester City fans will be well aware, and West Ham United fans will be well aware as to who Konstantinos Mavropanos is. He is a defender for West Ham who was signed for Arsenal in 2018, something like that. As a kid, he's a Greek defender for West Ham, and he scored the West Ham goal against City. And
okay.
Yes, he is featured 7 times in the. You thought I was going with Max Dowman.
Yeah.
You thought I was going. Yeah.
I had no idea who this was.
Yes, you thought I was going. That was the point. Big ups to Max Dowman, though. We'll get into all that. Before we get into that, if you're new here, if you just stumbled across us, if you are one of my sister's students, and she told you about Red Card Radio at Fairfax High School, big ups to Magistra Tiffany, and second, big ups to Fairfax High School for hitting that subscribe button. Tell all your friends.
It's not like Braddock.
It's not like Braddock.
Fairfax High School. It's a pretty good second choice.
We as Lake Braddock High School alums, as is your teacher, Miss Tiffany. She's also a Lake Braddock alum. So if you're listening to this, and I hope you're not listening while she's trying to teach, because that would be rude. But big ups to Fairfax High School for hitting that subscribe button. Really appreciate it. If you're new here, if you just stumbled across us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell. If you're on the podcast site, Spotify, whatever your platform so allows, that really helps us out tremendously. If you do that, listen to the end. Operation Trick Google is in full effect, so watch to the end. You can 2x us and then hit the share button. It does help us out tremendously. And so thanks for coming along. So what are we doing this week? So we got a full week this week. We're going to do a review of round 30, and then on Friday we'll have the preview of round 31 and the EFL Carabao Cup final, which is this Sunday, the first cup final of the English football calendar, at least at the top level. I don't know. There might have been some like lower level cups that I'm not aware of, but at least the ones we care about on Red Card Radio. And we only barely care about this one because one of our teams is represented in it. If we wouldn't have talked about it if Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Tottenham, Newcastle weren't in it. So that's where we are. That's the plan for this week. So if you're curious and you want to hear about round 31 or the Carabao Cup final, you'll need to be back on Friday. But while you're here, you might as well watch this to the end. So yeah, but big week in the Premier League, I will have to say, especially in the title fight. Arsenal get a very, very late win at home against Everton, 2 goals in the last 10 minutes of the game or so of the game being played. One created by the 16-year-old Max Dowman ostensibly, his cross that led to Hincapie's bundled effort that Gyökeres scored, and then Max Dowman with the empty netter, as the American hockey fans will understand. Jordan Pickford came up for a corner kick that Everton had in the 96th minute or something like that, and Martinelli cleared the ball to Dowman. Okay. Dowman heads the ball past one Everton player. He dribbles a second Everton player, and he is in 60 yards of green grass. It's just him and the North Bank in front of him. So Yeah, big ups to Max Dowman. That was a tremendous goal, tremendous 20 minutes on the pitch for the 16-year-old. He now becomes the youngest ever goal scorer in Premier League history, the second youngest goal scorer in English top flight history by only 17 days. So there was some other guy, I think it was in 1984, if I'm remembering the graphic that I saw properly, and I don't remember who it was, but I think he played for Ipswich Town, if I'm not mistaken. So I apologize to you for not remembering your name. My bad.
That's
but other than that, on the Arsenal side, Arsenal won. And so City, who played after Arsenal, went into the game 10 points behind Arsenal. They needed a win to maintain that 7-point gap. Of course, when City dropped points previously, Arsenal became back in control of their destiny. That was the draw that City had against Nottingham Forest last week. City took the lead in the first half, and then about 10 minutes later or so, West Ham, score on a corner. That's the Mavropanos header, and then the West Ham defense was just. I don't want to say they were resolute. They were resolute in defending their goal. It makes the gap at the top 9 points, with City having a game in hand, so effectively 6 points. Now, the game in hand that City will be against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace are on 39 points presently, so they're just almost at their 40 points in vibe mark.
That's their draw. The next one is a draw.
Yeah, which is what Palace do. Of course, Palace have the weekend off because they can't play against City if City will be at Wembley. But that's a conversation for Friday. And so, yeah, tremendous weekend for Arsenal. Big ups to Arsenal. I've been saying it for 2 years. I've been saying Arsenal are going to win the league, but Arsenal are going to win the league. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
The magic number
are champions elect, sir.
Magic number is 16 points for Arsenal. 15 points and greater goal difference, but if Arsenal amass 16 effective points, that can include City dropping points, which then of course lowers that number. But okay, that's the picture.
Every week is going to get lower, is what we're saying.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
The top 5 picture, because we need to do kind of that's gotten a little bit spicy. And as a quick aside, before we get into who's going to finish in the Champions League spots, Manchester City are now closer to third place Manchester United than they are first place Arsenal. So that kind of that's hilarious. Make you feel good? It makes me feel tremendous. But that's just kind of it's interesting. Okay, so Brad.
Yes.
Terrible result at home against Newcastle.
Oh my gosh. So that we should have, we just, for whatever reason, Chelsea can't score goals. We were dominant for the first 30 minutes, shots firing everywhere, off the post, Ramsdale making saves, and then our defense crumbles, and right down the middle, goal.
I mean, you guys even tried some sort of black magic ritual by surrounding the referee and surrounding the ball, we asked
the referee to move. We've been doing, I don't understand everybody has an issue with whatever Chelsea does.
It's funny. No, I don't have an issue with it. They want to respect the ball. If they want to respect the ball, I'm okay with them respecting the ball. But it's just hilarious.
The media hates this. As soon as it started happening, they're like, this is childish and stupid. No, it's called team bonding. If this is what they want to do and this is where they want to do it, then do it. Is it silly? Sure, but most bonding is.
Yes. They should do it on their half of the pitch. If they want to have a team huddle, they should do it on the half of the pitch. But it's our pitch. They want to respect the ball. They want to respect the ball.
Yeah, and the ref just standing in the middle, that was just stupid.
Yo, Liam Rossigna is such a gift. He's such a gift to the Premier League right now. Bro. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm done memeing. Tell me.
Yeah, and good on him for finally calling out the ref.
But did he call the ref out for standing in the middle or for bad calls?
Both. He said if the ref wasn't so worried about standing in the middle and getting the right calls, we have a penalty and we win the game.
What was the?
No, I didn't see it. Okay. No, I didn't see it. But they're talking Walter Med on Palmer.
Oh.
Again, I did not see it, so I do not have an opinion.
Okay,
I don't know if it's right or wrong.
Tamzeed sent me his thoughts on this. Actually, we were X chatting about this because for some reason Tamzeed and I don't text. We just send each other chats on X back and forth, which is funny because my number hasn't changed, and I assume his hasn't. But his comment was Cole Palmer kicks Voltemada's leg and kicks Voltemada's foot and then starts complaining and asking for a penalty. But I also did not see it because I was watching Arsenal at the time. So
yeah, so no opinion, but because it's PGML, they probably skew Chelsea.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm skewing that way.
Well, it's funny because
but I'm being proven wrong.
If Sean was here, he would be skewing a different way as well. But
100%. Where? I mean, yeah, it just like whatever reason we just can't finish goals. Like even in Europe, XG was equal. We just fell apart in Paris, and then today it was just crashing out because we have a 20-year-old defender starting his second game ever for Chelsea, and it's in the Champions League.
To be
and that's not on Rosnier because Fofana's been scrubbing it up and leaking our stuff, or Garnacho. One of the two are. I think it's
Garnacho.
I don't know because it's French, so it's gotta be it's from Fofana. So like I don't know.
You could translate it just to hide the identity.
Maybe.
I mean, but the rosters were leaking at United last year.
Yeah.
And who was at United last year? Garnacho. Just saying.
Sure.
Just saying. There's a pattern of evidence here.
Maybe.
So holistically, you're 1 point off fifth now. Everything's equal games played between those folks.
Yes.
You're clearly in the thick of the Champions League race.
Everybody's all doom and gloom on X right now, and I get it because we're toxic, but like we're not out of this. Aston Villa are falling apart. Manchester City are like hanging on by a thread in their games. They're still getting points.
I think the Villa one is actually the most interesting because Villa are in a nosedive right now. They've lost their last 3 games. They drew the one before it. So in their last 15 available points, they have 4.
4, yeah.
Like this is monumentally bad Unai Emery stretch. Like this is what he did the season when we lost to you guys in the Europa League final. And I guess that was 2018, something like that. Yeah. He just gave up on the league and we finished 5th. So we were back in the Europa League the next year.
Which like we're close enough that this should be. How is Everton 8?
Yeah, that we will have to talk about Everton at some point because they're like low key. David Moyes has the boys playing some tremendous football, and I don't know if you saw my text to the group chat during the Arsenal game. Everton were the better team against Arsenal. Like Everton were the more likely team to score on multiple occasions. And if it wasn't for a couple really key David Raya saves, or Calafiori doing a scorpion block, Everton, which is tremendous block, by the way. Everton looked better. Everton looked more likely to score against Arsenal than Arsenal were to score, until Gyökeres and Dalman came on. And so, yeah, Everton fully deserved where they're at in 8th. I would love to see Everton, make a shout for the Conference League. But the problem with the Conference League and a team like Everton is the same thing we're seeing with the Conference League with Palace and the Europa League with Forest is they are not equipped to play in Europe. They don't have the squad depth and they don't have the resources to expand their squad to a point where they can legitimately challenge in Europe. And the problem is that then their league form starts suffering, and so they then start to prioritize the cup competition, the European Cup competition, because that's what will provide European football in the future, which will provide the money. And so it's this like really nasty cycle that they have to get into, where they're sacrificing the league. And so this is, I guess, kind of like a backhanded way of me saying that we kind of need the big 6 in England to be the big 6 in England. And then
What
you
do you
throw
mean, bro?
and then you throw Newcastle in there because Newcastle have the resources to be seventh, and Villa maybe have the resources to be seventh.
I was gonna say Villa is the big six, sir.
Well, yes,
Sir.
historically, Villa are one of the
Yes.
biggest. Yes, I agree with you. No debate.
Well, I'm
No
saying
debate.
now. I mean, I think we can kind of say it like almost now. Like this is the second year in a row of a sub
Yeah,
15 finish,
yeah. Tottenham are.
spiraling,
We did this 2 or 3 years ago when Chelsea were terrible.
spiraling. Yes.
And we had like a point tracker or something like that. We're like, did Chelsea get to 30 points yet? Do you remember that? We were memeing on this for weeks and weeks and weeks. We have not done this for Tottenham, which is kind of a disservice. I think we've been definitely treating Tottenham gently because Sean is in a fragile state right now because his team is actually terrible. And there's a chance that they might get relegated. There was no chance Chelsea were getting relegated 3 years ago. There is a legitimate chance that Tottenham get relegated. And there's a legitimate chance. Now hear me out, Brad.
Yeah.
Arsenal's second to last game is at home this season.
Yeah.
If Arsenal are already crowned the champions at that point, I have a feeling that the Premier League will let Arsenal lift the trophy in round 37 at the Emirates.
Yeah.
Now, remind me, who do Chelsea play round 37?
We play. They're 16th on the table, so I don't know if this is a big matchup.
It's a relegation 6-pointer. Could you imagine a world? could you imagine a world where Arsenal are lifting the Premier League trophy and Chelsea have just relegated Tottenham with a game to play?
We're going to be opening up. We're going to have to talk to the intern about opening up a spot on the podcast to keep the trio because like Sean is quitting.
Yeah.
Sean is quitting the pod if that happens.
Yes, 100%.
That would be it would be the best day ever for you because I think this is probably your first time watching them lift the trophy.
The Premier League, yeah. It will be.
It'd be a fantastic day for me because we're relegating Tottenham.
Yeah,
that might be the greatest day is.
I saw. We go back and forth about Roy Jennings, but I saw him in one of his videos where he was talking about how he's jealous of Arsenal fans because Arsenal fans get to sing, we won it at White Hart Lane, we won it at Anfield, things like that. But he's like, if we could sing "We relegated you" to Tottenham, he's like, that would be my Premier League title. That would be one of the most important things to me as a Chelsea fan.
That beats everything.
Yeah.
Like look, you can have the Premier. I will celebrate with you your cup trophy. I will have a bigger one.
Oh.
For us relegating Tottenham.
Yeah, that. So, but we're getting ahead of ourselves because I don't actually think Tottenham are going to go. Like, I think Tottenham will save themselves.
Hey, and they played well against Liverpool.
They really did. And this is the problem. This is the problem with Tottenham is that they can be good. They're just an enigma who, on certain days, decide to not be good. And it's really weird. I think they just don't have any leaders in that group. I think that they have no leaders in that group. Because how can you be Romero or Van de Ven or Vicario, like relatively experienced professionals, and rock up there and not be demanding more from your teammates? It's because they both want to leave, and they both know that if Spurs get relegated, they are leaving.
Right. Well, apparently Van de Ven's out anyways. Apparently they're already negotiating with Barcelona or something.
But Romero is definitely someone's going to come by Romero. Romero's
100%.
Romero's a good enough defender if you pair him with someone else who is good. He can't be.
I would take either one.
He can't be the guy. You know what I mean?
I would. Yeah.
Romero is the guy at Tottenham. I don't think that Romero is the guy to be the guy. I think he is a great second defender to somebody else. Pair him with someone like Rudiger, like that.
Oh,
that's
gosh, yes.
Punishing center back pairing.
I mean, but the amount of yellow cards and red cards that would happen from those two.
Yeah.
But but there would be nobody that wanted to go in that box. Every shot
Yeah.
would come from outside the box.
Yeah, they
And
would be
Rudiger's a
dominant.
free agent. So Chelsea, bring our boy home.
You guys do need desperately upgraded center backs.
Healthy center backs and upgraded center backs. Both.
Yes.
Both.
Yeah, because we
I
don't
need
know.
another center back to go with Colwill.
Well, we don't even know what Colwill will be when he gets back. Like in terms of like,
He's on grass.
Sure. Yes. Yeah. I knew you said that last week. He's on grass.
He's on grass.
And not the kind of being on grass that'll get you suspended. He's playing football. He's running on the grass.
Playing football. He's running. He's running
on the grass. He might be kicking a football occasionally. But yeah, I think
it took him like 6 months to get back to himself beforehand.
I think you are of the opinion that Tottenham are going to stay up, right? Oh, you're not. Interesting. Okay, this is okay.
Probably. Right. Let me be real for a second. Probably. But the amount of struggle we see week in and week out, like they got up because they played Liverpool.
Yeah.
But they're playing Forest. And so the team's mentality there that like, hey, we need to go out and win this. So we stay, or is the team's mentality like, well, it's Forest. We should just beat them because we're top 6.
I wonder.
And then Forest scores goals.
Yeah, like, and that's the problem is they've got Forest on Sunday.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll get into that, but like West Ham has Villa that's spiraling.
Yep.
So West Ham gets a point. Forest beat Spurs.
I mean, Villa should have.
They're tied.
Villa should have European football on Thursday. So
yeah,
I mean, so will Forest, but Leeds have Brentford. Brentford's a tough ask.
Sure, but Tottenham need to beat Forest, and it doesn't matter what anybody else does. If Tottenham gets anything but a win, then they're way too close to relegation. Like, we were never this close. We made the jokes, but we were like 14, 13, 12.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and we understood last year because they were going for Europa League. They were all in on the trophy.
They were also not close to relegation last year. The teams that got relegated last year were abysmal.
So bad. Yes.
That hasn't been the case this year. Sunderland coming up and being good. Leeds coming up and after a couple weeks showing some fight and picking up points.
Yeah.
It's it's weird that West Ham, maybe it's not weird that West Ham have been as bad as they are, but at least West Ham are showing fight now.
One of those 3 are going down.
Yes. Yeah.
And so you can't rule out Tottenham going down. Yeah. We can't.
I think you can also.
I would love to for my friend. I would love not to for Chelsea, but I would love to for my friend to be like, hey, you'll be in the Premier League next season.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that right now.
We joke about this, but like I feel bad for Sean as a person, like as our friend. Like I don't want Tottenham to go down because I don't want my friend to suffer. I don't want sports to cause my friend to suffer.
Yep.
But it would also just be hilarious if Tottenham went down. In the same way that I don't want anything I don't ever want anything good to happen to Chelsea. I want only bad things to happen to Chelsea. But I don't like that bad things happen to Chelsea, and that means you would be upset. Like I don't want you to be upset.
Correct. Yeah.
But I want the worst things ever to happen to Chelsea on the football pitch.
Speaking of which,
do we even have to? It's such a slap on the wrist.
It's the largest slap on the wrist ever. And it's not for PSR. At the time that this was happening, the fees were legal. We just didn't report them.
Okay, so context. Chelsea have just been fined £10,700,000.
Yeah, something like that.
And have been given a 1-year transfer ban, which was suspended for 24 months. So as long
and a 9-month academy transfer ban,
which is not suspended. So they can't sign anybody for the academy as long as they keep their nose clean over the next 24 months. What?
We technically can sign U9s.
Oh, well, okay.
Like children first-time registers can come to us.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good.
We can't go to like Liverpool and raid them.
Yeah, you can't come try and sign Max Dowman this summer.
Right. I mean, we could for the first team.
Yeah, but he's already got a pre-contract agreement with us. Anywho, this is relating to unreported payments that were made by Chelsea under the table to agents and things like that, and parents in the signing of players between like 2015 and 2018 or something like that.
8 2008 to 2018.
Oh, it's 10 years?
I think.
Oh my goodness. This makes it
Wait,
even worse to me.
Sherrill? I think Sherrill was the first.
I know Hazard's in that list.
Hazard, Willian at 2.
The
And then
Willian one is
2
funny
more.
because they probably sent somebody a check while he was on the Tottenham plane.
Oh, 100%.
But okay, so essentially Chelsea, what happened was Abramovich was making shady deals, and then when Clearlake came in and bought Chelsea in 01 and 21.
22.
It was 22. Okay, they did due diligence. They found out about it. They told the Premier League. So they've and this is what Brad is going to say. He said, "Oh well, we self-reported it, and so because we self-reported it, it needs to be." But here's my pushback, Brad, and this is, and I don't want to get too much in the weeds of this, but for a thing about financial like misdeeds. So this is ostensibly like money. It's a money thing, right? So Chelsea did money related cheating, and you're finding them money. Like they're to me, they clearly had sporting benefit from this this tomfoolery that they engaged in. I think that there needs to be some form of sporting punishment, not necessarily in points deduction presently. I think asterisk by things that were won by those players. Saying like, hey, this, I mean, I'm not saying that they are revoked because I feel weird about revoking titles and things like that. But I think that there needs well, just because it's weird because like
No,
they did it on the pitch, you know?
I'm with you. I'm not laughing at that, but
Oh.
you saying that, my ADD brain went, "Oh, AFCON, ha, that's
Yeah,
funny."
yeah.
Revoking things after the fact.
Yeah, it's weird to say, oh, well, that one doesn't count because you cheated, and so unless like there was some like blatant cheating, like match fixing and things like that.
Like PGMOL.
Yeah, like what's happening to Tottenham right now? The money that Arsenal are paying to PGMOL to give Tottenham bad results. Like, yeah, or at least that's what Sean might be thinking. But like there needs to be some sort of sporting recognition. And I understand your point as well that it's new ownership. Why would we punish the new owners for something that the old owner did? But for me as the outside looking in, it's just Chelsea. I don't care who owns Chelsea. And that's like for everyone who's not a Chelsea supporter or Clearlake Capital, Chelsea is just Chelsea. And it doesn't matter who the owner was and who the owner is. This punishment, £10 million to Chelsea, doesn't mean anything.
It's also the largest that they've ever done. So that means if something like this were to happen again, even to a club like Ipswich, this would be the fine. This would be what would happen, and that would put them into administration.
Sure.
Maybe.
I mean, depending on the size of the club, but
it was actually supposed to be double that,
yeah,
by the way.
It was.
And then they recommended, because of all the cooperation, because of the opening of the books and showing everything, they said, okay, we'll cut that in half and we will suspend the sporting. There was a sporting part to this that we couldn't transfer players in for a year. They suspended it for 2 years, making sure we don't do anything else shady.
But to me, like, it's just like a culture of, and clearly, I think that the hotel sales is shady. I think that the women's team sale is shady. I get that those have already been like, that's water under the bridge at point. But like for me, it's just that like in the early thousands, Abramovich changed the landscape of football, and yeah. Like I don't think anyone could argue that he didn't, and he completely upset everything that existed in the transfer market. It upset it to the point that we now have PSR. Like there was no financial fair play before. There was no profitability and sustainability rules, and like, yeah. And maybe that's bad. But I, like the reason why we are at where we are right now with the finances in football is because of Roman Abramovich. And then Roman Abramovich leads to PSG and leads to the Glazers and leads.
Maybe I'll give you the Glazers. I'm not going to give you country zoning teams. I'll give you the Glazers.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that
I'm not going to give you sports washing. Roman Abramovich is not sports washing. He's not representing Russia.
Oh,
as much as England wants him to.
I don't know. I think that we could. I'm sure somebody would be willing to push back on that. I don't know if I'm willing to push back on it. But to me, Chelsea changed the landscape of football for the worse. And like we've just seen over 20 years, it's just that like Chelsea were a relatively like medium-sized club in England. They weren't like traditionally like they weren't Villa. They weren't, one of like the big clubs. Like they had won stuff in the past. They were like Tottenham. They had won things. They hadn't won things in a while. And I'm sure everyone will look at this book. Well, that's rich coming from the Arsenal supporter because Chelsea upset London and Chelsea are now rivals of Arsenal. Blah blah blah, all that stuff. And yes, like there is obviously I hold resentment and bitterness towards Chelsea because of all that. But it's just this to me doesn't seem like a punishment to Chelsea. It just doesn't.
I mean, if we do it again, it becomes a big punishment. But since we're not doing it again, and here's the funny part. Everything that we did was legal. Everything that Roman was doing was legal. Like he just didn't report it.
I'm not sure that like extra like payments to.
Sorry.
I'm not sure that payments
okay.
to the.
I'm sorry. Every club does it.
Well, just because everybody does it doesn't mean it's okay. And I'm not sure everybody does it. I'm not sure everybody does it. I mean, I think what you're getting from is
have
like.
Have you seen these agent fees?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, of course.
I think that's just the agents. That's not their homies. That's not, that's not their dad's factory back in Brazil.
I think that only recently FIFA has outlawed agents' fees above a certain percentage or something like that.
And then England, Spain, and Germany were like, no, that's fair competition. So no. Yeah. And next it. Yeah. But anyways.
It is what it is. I mean, it seems like a non-issue to me. That's why.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are saying maybe it portends to what's going to happen for City with the 115, but I don't think it does at all.
I think it's completely different things. Like we didn't hide money. We didn't
create money. That's correct. What City created sponsorships. Like City openly it is alleged that City openly fabricated sponsors to just to inject owner financing. They fabricated working engagements for their managers. These are the allegations, and so it's very different. I've also been on record. I don't think anything realistic is happening to City. I think there will be also.
I don't know, bro. There's lots of smoke here.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's lots of smoke here. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe we'll see. Maybe we will never see. Who knows? But you know what you will see? You'll see a preview of round 31 in the Carabao Cup on Friday if you hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell, and check back with us on Friday. That's all we're doing for this. Let us know in the comments what you think. Again, shout out to Fairfax High School. Big ups to the homies there. We will be back Friday, like I said. Until then, enjoy. I think Champions League is on right now as this is on. You can watch some Champions League today. There's Europa and Conference League tomorrow. And then Friday is Premier League's back. So definitely check back on us. That guy up top is at KSBradG. I am at James Tiffany. Collectively, we are at redcard_radio. And send Sean some congratulations on his nuptials upcoming at whiteheart_Sean. We will be back on Friday. Until then, enjoy the football. We will talk with you soon.